Last day of Dreamforce, all right. How's it been? You guys having fun? Or you guys have fun? Thank you. Thank you for joining us for the past 3 days. And hopefully you'll have an enjoyable last day here at Dreamforce. But you know what, last day, let's get this day started with a bang. All right. Are you guys ready to hear about how your users can be more productive and work smarter with Lightning apps? Come on, woohoo!
Yeah.
All right. My name is Wayne Cho. I am a senior product manager on the Lightning customization team. And I've been with Salesforce about a little over 2.5 years. And this is my third Dreamforce. And I'll let Alex introduce himself.
Yep. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm on the same team as Wayne, and I have been with Salesforce for just over 2 years now. And this is my third Dreamforce as well.
All right. So past 4 days, you've probably seen this slide many, many times. Please make any purchasing decisions based on feature, functionality, product that's available in the market today, and not necessarily what you may be hearing from this presentation. So let's get started here. As you all know, in Salesforce Classic, we have apps. You have your standard apps that we provide to you out of the box, such as your sales app, service app, and you can also create your own custom apps as well. And you can easily switch between those apps. But in reality, what really happened when you switch between apps? Most likely you saw a different set of tabs within the apps. But unfortunately, the information in the tabs did not change. So regardless of whether you're looking at an opportunity record in your sales app and the same opportunity record in your custom app, your users saw the exact same information. But when we designed Lightning, we did research, we realized that users are more productive when they're working in apps that provide them with the tailored content specific to their jobs, specific to their roles. So with that in mind, we wanted to provide our users a deeper experience with Lightning apps. We made Lightning apps task-specific. So classic apps, they're old news, yesterday's news. It's all about Lightning, the Lightning platform, and the power of the Lightning apps. Your users will be more productive. With Lightning apps, you can brand Lightning apps with a high-resolution image and color. You also have a choice of 2 navigation styles with Lightning apps. We have a standard navigation style, which is probably what you're all familiar with today. This is where the tabs in the app actually represents individual objects in your app. So if your app has an account object, opportunity object, those are represented by tabs in the app. But you can also create your app with a console navigation style. Now with the console navigation style, tabs, as you view records, as you open records, those appear as individual tabs in the app. So keep this in mind, this is important. So as you're creating Lightning apps, think about your users. How do they work? If they happen to open a lot of records and have to be able to easily switch between records, view multiple records as part of their daily job, create that Lightning app with the console navigation style. And utility bar. This is a persistent footer in the Lightning app that gives your users access to a set of productivity tools or utilities. And basically these tools are Lightning components. And the beauty of the utility bar is that it's app specific. So now you can actually tailor what's the tools that are available in that utility bar for specific apps. And last but not least, you can create Lightning pages with specific components for specific apps. Now, one of the coolest features in Lightning, on the Lightning platform, is dynamic Lightning pages. Admins have the ability to control the visibility of any Lightning component that they add to the Lightning page. So, for example, as you can see in this screenshot here, only show me this component, only display this component on the record page if the opportunity amount is greater than 50,000. So this is really powerful. So as you can imagine, as that amount on that record changes, the visibility of that component automatically adjusts. And admins can define visibility rules not just based on record data, but on user profile, user role, form factor, standard and custom permissions, as well as expressions. And more importantly, admins can do all this without having to write a single line of code. It's all through Appbuilder. And let's dive into the Lightning pages per app a little bit more. So for a long time in Salesforce, going back to my first point, regardless of whether you viewed an account record in the sales app, the service app, or custom app that you created, your users saw the exact same information. But as we all know, all users are not the same. Every user has different roles. They rely on different pieces of information to get their job done. The information that your sales team requires when they're viewing an account to sell to an account is very different than the information that your service team needs to service and support an account. With Lightning apps, you can create targeted Lightning pages with specific content, with specific tailored information for those users of that app. Now with that, are you guys ready to see some of this in action? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to turn it over here to Alex, and he'll give you a really cool demo.
All right. Thanks, Wayne. So for this demo, I am an admin for Electron Motors, which is an electric vehicle company. They sell electric cars, and they're starting to move into new markets. They're starting to sell power stations. So to support this new market, the VP of Sales has recently created a Tiger team of salespeople. So these are highly specialized salespeople who are going to support the top 25 VIP customers. So we got some feedback from these Tiger salespeople that the standard sales app that you see here that comes out of the box is giving them a little bit more information than they actually need. A lot of these tabs that you see up here, this specialized team is not really using all these tabs. So we'd like to give them a way to access the information that they want right when they need it. So to do that, we're going to create a new app. So to do that, we come up here to Setup, and we'll open Setup, and we'll go to App Manager. So App Manager is where you can create and edit your apps. Come up here, click on New Lightning App, and we can get started building our new app. So I'll call it the Tiger Sales Team app. And we'll give it a description. And then we can upload a logo. Makes it stand out. Our beautiful logo. Here we go. Next, we can choose the navigation style. So as Wayne mentioned, there are two different styles we can choose from. For this app, we're going to choose console navigation. So this is going to give our salespeople access to records in the navigation bar. Next, we'll get to add a utility bar, and this is going to be a footer that shows up at the bottom of every page. So for now, we'll just add the notes component so that they can take notes wherever they are within this app. Next, we'll move into navigation items and actually choose which objects are going to be present in this app. So of course, we want power stations available to our users. And then let's also add accounts, contacts, and dashboards. So these are the 4 different types of objects that our salespeople are going to be using most often. So this is what we put into the app. Next, we'll get to choose some navigation rules. And these rules are specific to console apps. They define the behavior of how records open up within the app. So in this case, we want to open power stations as subtabs of the account that they're related to. So this is going to help our salespeople stay really organized. They'll be able to quickly find the information that they want. Great. Now we get to choose who actually uses this app. So let's give it to myself as the admin, and also anyone who's on the Tiger team. They're going to get to see this app. So this way, our standard salespeople who are not on the Tiger team do not see this customization that wasn't really intended for them. Awesome. So we create this app. And let's go back into the Sales app. Click on App Launcher in the top left here. And here we see our beautiful brand new Tiger Sales Team app. So let's launch it and see what we just created. Here we are in the console workspace. This drop down here is where you can access all the different objects that we just chose in the previous screen. And as we start clicking on different records, and these records are power stations, as we start clicking on the records, you'll see that they open up as new tabs. And not only that, but the tabs open up as sub-tabs of the account that they're related to. So it makes accessing information super quick and super easy for our salespeople. And as they move around this app, you'll see this at the bottom, the utility bar. So we added the notes component, so that's the only one that shows up now. And as we move around the app, you'll see that it stays persistent down there at the bottom. So I can take notes as I'm moving around the app. I'm a pretty good note taker. All right, so we're getting some feedback from our salespeople that this new app is great for them, but they'd like to be able to support their escalated accounts better. So they want to be able to support these escalated accounts. So to do that, we're going to customize this page, this Lightning page here. So I'm going to switch over to the account page, and this is the page that we're going to customize. So to do that, up here, click on the gear icon and click Edit Page. And this launches Appbuilder. Lightning Appbuilder is your one-stop shop for editing and designing Lightning pages. On the left, you see a palette of components that are available to you. So first, you see standard components that come out of the box. Next are custom components that your organization has developed. And finally, on the bottom, are managed components. And these components you can download from AppExchange. And all of these components you can just drag right onto the page. On the right-hand side is a configuration panel. This is where you can configure all of your components. So different components might have different configuration options, and that's on the right is where you make those choices. And finally, in the center is a live preview of the page that you're editing. It's live, so it's using live data, so it gives you a great view into what your end users are actually going to see once you make this visible to them. Great, so let's make some customizations. First, let's get rid of this duplicate bar here because I think our Tiger salespeople aren't really worried about duplicates of their VIP accounts. And next, remember we wanted to support escalated accounts. So I'm going to drag over this flow component here, right onto the page there. We've already created a flow called escalated account. And all it does is it gives our salesperson some quick next steps that they can take. But this flow component is great for escalated accounts, but it's not super great for non-escalated accounts. And I would hope that most of your accounts are not escalated. So let's add a visibility rule. So that's going to determine that this component doesn't show up on every single account page. So we have a field on account called isEscalated. And our rule is going to be whether or not isEscalated is true. So that means that only if the account has been escalated, this component will show up. Awesome, so we're good. Let's save the page and activate it. Activating this page is when you make the page actually visible to your user. You get to choose where it shows up within Salesforce. So we don't want to assign it as org default because we made some customizations that are specific to Tiger salespeople. So instead, let's just activate it for an app. So as Wayne mentioned, we can activate these Lightning pages for different apps. That way, when you're in a different app, you might see a different customization. So here I'm activating it for the Tiger Sales Team app. Let's review those selections. I think we're happy. So let's go back to the Tiger Sales Team app and see if our customizations worked. Perfect. We see that our duplicate bar is no longer here. That was the first customization we made. The second customization was adding a flow component, which it's not here. Who knows where it went? Yeah, that's right. Everyone chimed in there. And it's not escalated. So we made it so that the component would only show up if the component is escalated. So let's escalate this account and see what happens. Ta-da! There is our beautiful flow up there. Oh. And it gives our salespeople some quick next steps on what to do with this escalated account. So this is great. This is a way you can customize your apps. And let's just take a look. Let's dive back over to the sales app to see if we got that same customization. So if I'm going back to the standard sales app, and I'll open up the exact same account, and let's see what we see. So here we see the standard out-of-the-box page, Lightning page. We see that the duplicate bar is still there, and even though this account is still escalated, the flow component doesn't show up. And that's because you're still looking at the same Lightning page that we didn't customize. So these are some great ways to customize Lightning, and back to you, Wayne.
All right. So how about that? Let's give Alex a hand. Great job. All right. That was cool. So as you can see, tailored content, power Lightning apps, giving your users specific information that they need to do their jobs more productive. If you want to learn more about what we just talked about, what you just saw, come visit us. Upstairs, Lightning Rapids. We have an app building workshop as well as a Lightning activation workshop. So for those orgs that have not transitioned over to Classic, come visit us, talk to an expert there. And also, right behind you at the entrance, there's the Lightning Appbuilder booth. That's where you can learn more about Lightning Appbuilder, and more specifically, you'll also learn where some of the key features, key enhancements that we're making to Lightning Appbuilder. So it's really good. Come visit us. And lastly, here's a couple of trailheads that you guys can take on your way home. So thank you. Thank you, Alex. Great demo. Thank you for visiting us. Thank you for taking your time. And enjoy the last day of your Salesforce. If there are any questions, Alex and myself will be here on the side. Thank you.
Thank you.